Well, it's the finals.
Heads up, I have
It's our
not seen
final
these games. This
face-off
is the
of
first
day.
time that I've seen
Head
these games.
over.
I've
See who
never
we got
seen them before.
in the box. I think
In the
it's KoU and
box.
Jacob. It is. Jacob, what's going on?
Path of Exile.
What's up?
What?
It's time for the finals.
Path of Exile Ascendancy t-shirt.
Jacob, are you a little bit nervous?
I'm not too nervous, honestly. After seeing Kronovi's own goal last week.
Hey, you do my job for me, Crow. He's already talking trash, man. What do you got to say?
I mean, if I can get away with own goaling it, and we can still win, what does that say? I plan on own goaling it every single game and still getting a 4-0.
Oh.
All right, guys, $3,500 up for grabs here in the online final number 1. Jacob, what are you doing with the cash if you win?
My cash, I'm probably buying more foam.
Yes, yes. I knew he was going to say that.
Oh, that's too good.
I think I'm gonna buy foam fingers too. honestly.
I'm sure Crow has some foam fingers, but we can't show which one he has. Crow, 3,500
What?
bucks, man. What are you doing with it?
No, I'm probably gonna buy the physical copy of Rocket League because it's got all those cars on it. I think I'm just gonna buy a ton of copies, like just 50, 100 copies.
He's making up for advertising
Well, send me one.
PoE
I gotta have one of
on
those.
his
So the
t-shirt. He's like,
finals
oh,
are coming up.
I better sell out for Rocket League.
Should be good. You guys always play a well matched. Best of luck to you guys. Crow, do you have a shout out?
Shout out to my family who are all watching the stream. I definitely wouldn't be here without their support.
Oh,
I-
well, he literally
love
wouldn't
that.
be there
How can
without
you
his
not love
family.
that, right? Jacob,
Literally.
final thoughts.
Thanks to mom and dad.
There is none. I'm
None.
not gonna take this away.
It's just an empty brain. It's just all Rocket League
What?
in there.
Come on.
Take off that silly hat and get this game going on. Best of luck to you guys.
Thank you.
I like to
Heading
think
down
that
to the finals.
Jacob
Thank you so much,
plays
Crow
the
and
the
Jacob.
series with the hat on.
Not only are they cool guys, but they're very important for their teams.
Honestly, thought you meant a
I'm looking out for
dildo.
Kings of Urban, the
What is that?
props.
Is that not what he
Prop
was
game
talking
is
about?
Strong. Let's see if that can capitalize in the actual game.
Yeah, those foam fingers were on point. They really were. I wonder if he's playing with those.
Why did Kronovi have a Path of Exile t-shirt on? What on earth?
I think he's doing it with the
Jacob
foam
cleaned the
fingers.
couch. I know,
Is that
incredible.
legal?
He
I don't
cleaned
know.
his
I don't know if
couch.
you can go the double deuce there.
was pretty funny, though.
Final prediction.
So before the week even started, I had Kings of Urban winning in 6, but after seeing the new rotational play that Cosmic is putting out, I got Cosmic in 6 because I think Gambit is the better third
Really?
man on that team.
He had
and I think
he
he's
had
gonna
kings
get
in
this game
6.
to dictate, so they'll take it.
I'm going to say that Kings of Urban is going to force this to Game 7, and they're going to take it in Game 7.
Wow. All right. Disagreement on the deaths.
I don't think
Chat,
that ever
what do you
calling
guys
this in the
think?
favor of Kings is a good idea after
Spam it.
how Kings
I don't care.
nearly.
Whatever you want. Let's
my
kick it.
energy.
I mean, Genesis
Take my
through
energy. All right, we've
Game
lost
6 against
complete
Kings
control. Let's head
to let
down
Kings
to
come back into
our
this.
broadcasters for the finals. $3,500 at
He
stake.
meant the
Take it
middle
away,
finger.
guys.
Oh.
Scott, I'm Wave Punk.
Oh.
Here by Lawler and Lawler. We
Oh, I see.
First
I didn't get that at all.
finals of the RLCS right now.
Cannot wait. The story of this game is really two things.
Wait,
the money,
Did
obviously,
Mike
but
do any
the
interviews?
money
Mike didn't do any
and the
interviews.
fact
Marky
that
did,
these
right?
guys,
If Mike
they
did an
get
interview, I
this,
need to see
either
that.
way, they get the
I really hope
benefit
Mike
of
does an
maybe
interview.
Not having to play in the qualifier part, but seeding and
That's it,
points.
Lawler. Get
Points
your
is what this
hands
is all about.
moving.
I mean,
Get the emotion flowing.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to that. Those points, that point differential, I think it's like 100.
You want volume increase? Alright, alright, alright. Yeah, I
And
can do that.
That's great because it's you have, you're trying to the points.
Let me know how that
determines
sounds.
who goes to the live.
Some people want it
aligned
quieter, some
and
people want it lighter. I'll just go by,
so,
you know,
yeah, this makes a big difference
democracy.
For these guys.
Like
But just like they
the
were saying
most.
on the desk, this is the age-old.
the loudest
Rocket
people
League
can have what
battle
they
of
want.
North America, Kings of Urban, iBP. You couldn't ask for a better first final.
Yeah, the desk talked significantly about how close these guys come out, and I really do expect a Game 7, but I think it's really going to come down to Kings of Urban's defense.
Do you really expect a
Between
Game
these two
7?
teams, they've
I don't
always
know.
been very, very close. I mean, you saw
Like I know what
Scott
this,
before
I know what
they
the score
were
is,
led
so
by
I feel kind of
that's it.
stupid, like
So if
saying,
this
oh, I think
defense
it's gonna
can
be
show up,
4-2
we're gonna have
to
some really exciting
IBP,
games
but I
for you
mean,
guys. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
IBP
Get
did
up
look
and
better.
get loud.
They still
It's
didn't look
game day.
perfect
We have
against
the
Vex, but they
finals
looked
of the
better.
RLCS North
And
America.
Kings
We're gonna
didn't
have
look
Sad Jr.
like
And the Kings of Urban in the
I
orange
don't know.
with iBuyPower.
They didn't look convincing against Vex, Genesis, I mean. So I would have found it hard to call this in King's favor, given what happened in the previous games. Like, when you play semifinals and finals in the same day, like, the semifinals are so influential to how the finals go.
Lachinio tries to get there, but Fireburner beats it to him. Now Jacob going to be pushing this one out.
Gonna make it a little bit quieter, just a tiny bit, because it's quite loud in my ears.
Kenobi runs the interference, keeping that one out, but Sad Jr. takes the shot. Gambit tries to get it out, but Kings of Urban are going to score first.
What a
Urban.
quick shot out on net. This ball gets played up. Beautiful contest by Jacob, winning the 50-50, and Sad Jr. wasting no time.
So we had the whole iBP lineup at the near post right there, so nobody was able to come out and challenge that ball.
4:33 left to go.
Not the best defending.
On the board first here, but iBuyPower no way counted out. They're going to be coming aggressive.
Spoilers in 2012. I'm not afraid of spoiling this. Like, if people are watching this, they probably know what the result is. Oh my! Why, Kronovi? Why?
Pass that off too late, or you didn't just take it yourself. One tap and you could have played that.
He could have just got out the way. I feel.
Pass that one up now. Gambit with a follow-up, going to send it off the crossbar.
Johnny Boy
Lachinio
2016.
and Kronovi both went
Indeed.
up for it. So that's going to mean no goals.
I don't think going up for
there.
that for
There's
Gambit was a good
breakaway,
idea. It
but
was pretty obvious that
Lachinio able
somebody was going to
rotate
take him out the
properly,
game.
Put it back into the corner, keep his team alive right
It wasn't
now.
disastrous to go for it because, I mean, maybe one time in 20 they're missing it and he can score, and his team is rotating back, but it could have started off some pressure for Kings.
Really control it in their own terms. So far, they haven't been able to do that yet today.
Gambit, Jacob, and Sad Jr. trying to push this one out of their own half. Fireburner back on defense. Some interference from iBuyPower, keeping that ball over in the orange. Now Gambit
What
ball
IBP
full
do,
midfield. Gets it past
which
Sad Jr. up
that
the
Genesis
field, but
doesn't do,
Lachinio
is they do
misses on the
grind
pass.
passes,
Able to put
and
it
that
down
would
the
have
midfield.
countered
Nice shot from
the
Kronovi
like
to the upper
Kings
90,
can't
but
go
not
into
gonna
their
go in.
defensive mode
Shot was a
against
little
IBP,
too
I feel.
soft coming up from Kronovi.
Because
Did put
King's
it in a good
defensive mode is
spot up in the
not
upper
the
90
same sort of,
corner.
oh
Goes
dear,
in. Good
what
save.
is Gambit doing?
Yeah, to retouch, upper 90
Definitely
corner,
not the best
90
game for
degree angle
Gambit
in
so
the
far.
top left and right. Very
But
difficult toss.
King's
In a
defense
very
style
one of those
is
runner-
not the
Oh,
same
guys,
sort of style
Kronovi.
as other defensive-minded teams like KoU.
Players back on defense. Gambit setting that one up and around. Fireburner buying his team.
What a shot by Crow, by the way.
Takes the shot, but Jacob just wasn't close. Wasn't
That
all
is
the
a
way into goal.
perfect shot by
That's gonna
Crow.
see
Well
iBuyPower
done.
tied it up.
Taking advantage of that lower 90.
That's right.
We always
Perfect
talk about
shot.
the upper, but sometimes that bottom left corner is just as hard to get to.
Tied up here.
But
with
I'm curious
3
to see
minutes
if
left to
Kings
go.
do their
Lachinio setting up
defensive
for his
playstyle,
teammates,
because
but
what
no
they're
one
good
there.
at
He's gonna
doing
take
is
it
defending
himself, get it
high
past
balls, but they're
Fireburner.
not. They
Sad
kind of
Jr.
get broken down by
Gets it
ground
back into
passes
iBuyPower territory.
when they do
Kronovi
that.
gonna clear it well. Good long-range reading coming out from both teams. Kronovi trying
And just
to
solid
keep
grind
ball control.
shots. When
Fireburner
teams
ends
are
up
able to
with a
recover
drag
quickly
race.
and
Gambit
keep
sends it off to the
attacking
side.
against King's
Gonna give his
style,
teammates time
and
to
Kings
work
are
it
like
back on
sending
defense.
people up in the air to
Offensive pressure comes right
intercept
back out. You
things,
expect to see this
then it's
entire
difficult for
team
Kings to
go
get the ball
Angle
clear.
So close. Fireburner with a save, keeping it out.
Good job getting up early for Fireburner, trying to show that he's a part of this team as much as everybody else. Now he's got a working hard drive.
Of course Fireburner is just about part of a team.
They didn't have all the speed they needed, and the shot was able to be cleared away. Right as we're crossing halftime, still tie game. Fireburner to save that one, push it back in iBuyPower territory. Lachinio buying his teammates time. Kronovi and Gambit both in goal. Ball rolling around up on the ceiling. There goes Kronovi for the save. Gambit and Kronovi both came out of goal, and overcommitment.
What?
Goal here, but Fireburner
Oh,
only gets a
come
shot. He takes
on.
another one. Here comes
How,
the follow.
how
Sad
is
Jr.
this
with the
not a
side
goal?
flip, couldn't get
Like,
the touch.
the
Oh,
defending
dear.
was appalling and
Kronovi
it
pushing
went
back into
unpunished.
Kings of Urban territory.
For those that don't know about the Fields side flip, we always joke these guys have the ability to rotate their car with another jump ability with their controller. If you do it within a certain amount of seconds in the air, it works out well, but sometimes the momentum carries you the wrong way, and you just completely whip it, and it feels pretty side.
Gambit gonna try and push this one onto Fireburner. Fireburner with a save, passing up to Jacob, who does not get the touch he was looking for. Lachinio able to take a shot onto the backboard. Sad Jr. with a great touch, sending it onto the far wall, going to relieve that offensive pressure. And now we're going to see them pushing up. Here's Sad Jr. making the solo plays, forcing Gambit to make the save in goal. Strong stuff.
Pretty,
Look at this,
like,
complete
if you
rotation
look
of
at the
field,
rotation
this
breakdown there from KoU, we could see it really clearly in the camera. Their entire team was moving over to one side of the pitch, and then it just got, like, the flow of the game went to the other side of the pitch, and nobody was ready to meet it.
Putting one on net with 1:15 left.
Kronovi and Gambit on the prowl, trying to push this one in. Looks like you said 1:15 left to go. Still tie game, very even here in game number 1 of the finals. Gambit. And
Oh
Kronovi
dear.
again push that one out, send it
Gambit
one over.
dunking
Here's final
Kronovi.
minute of the game
Bit of a
play.
mix-up.
Who's gonna be the first to put it on the board?
Man, they got to be careful with putting that ball in front of the net like that, especially with how good these guys are up
Especially.
in the air. That contest going up in the front, sitting in the middle of the field, expect to see somebody hit it, just a matter of who gets there first.
That was a great pass from KoU. Fireburner read it very well, then was able
Oh
to run
man,
solid blocks.
danger.
Again.
I think Gambit shooting that on target was a mistake though,
Final 43 seconds.
because he should really just be thinking about putting the ball in as awkward a position as possible for the goalkeeper to deal with, and putting it on target doesn't put it in a difficult place for the goalkeeper right there.
And then Jacob's able to pick it up. Final
Oh
30
my God,
seconds.
that play.
Ball Lawton in front of the goal, but Fireburner back, able to keep it out. Sad Jr. trying to run the block. 2 players in goal, not going to be able to put it in as KoU tried to go up for it. Here comes Gambit from the backfield.
Excuse me.
Seconds, still tie game.
Oh dear,
no.
Lachinio just landed on KoU actually. Wow. That's a chance there. No,
No one can be
Gambit's
there.
there.
Gambit coming from the backfield, able to get the clear. Final countdown. Anyone can take this. We might have
Especially.
overtime in the first game. There's Gambit trying to take the shot, but Fireburner with his savior medal. His defense going to stand up strong.
Well
We've
played
got
at the end there.
Smart settle by
Grinding
KoU
the
there.
ball.
That was not in their advantage. Settle it down, kill it, and then get back into it. Those that don't know what kill it means, basically putting the ball down into the ground and just ending the
Well, that's
time
just getting
because the
bumped
game does
by
not
Sad.
end. Oh my gosh.
So close there. They kind of pinched it away from themselves. The defense didn't even need to touch it there. It's Gambit and Lachinio, that characteristic overcommitment that players not really trusting each other. The problem with iBP Power
That's
that we've been talking
dangerous.
about all season, kind of hurting them there for a moment.
What is happening on the
Hopefully it
wall?
doesn't hurt them any
Jacob's
longer. You
on
see
the
how
wall for a
well
long
these
time
teams are
right there.
reading each other. It's
And
just
then
gonna be a
Fireburner
matter
is
of
sitting so
small
deep
mistakes.
again.
So far it hasn't
It
happened yet.
seems to be
Defense
working
has
quite
been
well though,
pretty strong on
because
both, but it's gonna be one of those
iBP are
small
clearing the ball
touches,
straight to
small
him a lot.
mechanical errors that leads to the advantage for this other team, especially with overtime. Expect it to be something.
Such
Oh
strong
my God!
passing. The pass plays are incredible here. Lachinio on the wall, putting it up to Gambit, who puts it over to KoU.
Look at that pass off to Gambit.
Oh,
Gambit
well
plays
done
it
by
back
KoU.
over
We didn't
off
see
that wall.
KoU's like
Everybody
path right
up
there.
in the air,
That was
getting to it
really good by
early.
KoU.
Look at
Just
that
getting
play,
up so
and what a
fast for
beautiful
that.
way to end the first game.
Such
And
an
even if that
incredible
shot didn't
game
go
coming out
in,
here.
like
Very
Latch
strong
probably
from
could have
both
recovered in
teams.
time to keep
Amazing
attacking.
stuff.
Like that was a
this
good offensive
12
rotation
shots
by
from
by
Power.
iBP right
Just
there,
4
because
on
they're not
Kings
sending
Urban.
people
That's
up
an
for
incredible differential for
ridiculous
how close the game
things.
was.
They're just playing really solid in attack, making it difficult for the other team to clear the ball.
Very, very close game. That defense really shining through this Kings of Urban team. Now it's just a matter of they can translate that into a possession change and putting it on the offensive side of the field.
Who's
If
the best
they can do
defensive
that,
threes player in
expect
NA?
this to swing
Probably
one way or
Gambit.
the other. Either way, it's going to be really close and really exciting games.
You had 12 shots on iBP Power. You had 9 saves from Kings of Urban, 6 of which were Fireburner.
Too
That's
much
2
defense.
savior medals in one game. And like we've said before, you don't really want to be having to make the saves, but my goodness, they came up clutch. They were able to get them.
No,
Obviously,
KoU's
you don't
insane
wanna
goal
have
has
saves
not
we talk
happened.
about so much how you
It
don't
has
get much
not.
shots
Although he had a couple of
in
really good goals that game.
That's something that this iBP Power team
A
does
couple
so
of
very
very
well,
like
is they
just
keep the
solid
ball on the
plays by
possessive side
KoU,
of the
which
other
is
field.
why I
And
want to
when
see
they
him
do
take
that,
less
they don't
risks
really have
in
the
attack,
big saves,
because
they don't have that many
he is a
shots
great
against
striker
that
off the
way.
ball.
If they can keep
He's
that up
really
or
solid in
get
the
them
air.
up
He's
their
really
side of that,
quick,
if
and
the
he
Urban
recovers
comes
very
up and
well.
say, okay, well, that
So I
worked,
just want to
so
see him keep
that's
doing
when you're
that
gonna
and
be
rotating out more rather than sticking around and looking for redirects and dunks and things. Because although
I'm actually gonna go
like
to the
redirects and
Urban
dunks are
side
really
because
flashy
Lachinio
and they
is
can
standing
work,
as reverse key,
they're
giving
pretty
you
low
a headache.
percentage plays, and I think KoU overdoes them.
Expect Sad Jr. to make a quick test here. There it is. He's going to come through and hopefully take another.
So close. Here comes the first opportunity. Jacob couldn't quite put it in.
Wow, that's exactly what we want to see.
Oh,
My goodness!
Jacob's done this a
That's
few
the
times today.
redirect. Holy cow!
Look
That's
at
so
this,
funny.
that pass coming
Like he's
off,
just
ball
there.
bouncing back
He's just
in.
already
Fireburner
there. He
getting
didn't
up
drive
into it,
forward
but
to
Jacob
get here. He was just
checking
recovering
through the ball.
anyway.
It's
It's
a
an
very
opportunistic
soccer-oriented term.
shot
Many people that
by
sit back
Jacob.
and wait for the ball
He
to
didn't
come
like
to them.
overtake a teammate to get to that
check you
position. He was
in
just
that
there
play.
from a 50-50
So
and he
good.
took the
He just
opportunity.
popped up just
So that's
enough
like
to
how
move over
redirects
Kenobi's
should be
head.
done,
Kenobi's
in my
position
opinion.
was perfect,
You
but
should
then
just
the
see the
touch from
opportunity and
Jacob.
take it.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness,
no
such
way.
strong stuff.
Wow.
iBP Power respond immediately.
Wow.
Look at this pass breakdown. Lachinio
How did this
accidentally get it,
50-50
and
go
Jacob
so
was
badly for
confused.
Fire?
Fireburner being
Oh,
the
he
last
just
man
didn't
back
hit
is
it the
a
right
very
way.
difficult decision to make. Do I go up and contest it, or do I
Fireburner
wait for
got
the
like
shot? In that
blocked
case,
to the
probably
infield.
should
He
wait
should
for
be
the shot,
angling his
but
car
it's
so
a
that if he does get
decision
blocked,
that
it
you have to
goes to
make.
the side, not to
Sometimes
the
it
middle.
doesn't pay off.
Tied up here. We're barely even out of the first 20 seconds of the game. Excellent stuff. Strong aggression coming out from both teams. Gambit trying to get that one past Jacob. Now
Like, look how
Fireburner
close
able to
this
push
entire
in
attack
iBP
from
territory, taking
Kings
Fireburner
is.
both in iBP
And now
Power's
Sad's having
corner.
to fly
Lawton
in for a
the
ball
goal,
that he
no one in
really
good
shouldn't have
position
to be
dunk it
doing.
away. Kenobi back on
It's
defense,
weird, like,
probably be pushing this one out. Great
that
hit from
formation
Sad Jr.
moving
trying to keep
forward,
the
I don't think
pressure
it's
up.
the
They're gonna
best
be able to put this
formation.
one in if they can just keep this up.
Oh my
having
gosh, look at this Kings of
like
Urban team.
2
We
people
talked
on the
about
right, one in the
controlling
middle, and it
possession
wasn't even in the
on
middle,
this
it was
iBP
like
team,
middle
and now they
right.
just look like they're scared. Look at nobody get to this ball. As long as they keep controlling this, they're going to have shot opportunities
Gambit's
like
like
this.
sitting in goal
Kings
so
of Urban
much
did a
today.
great job to zone the goalie and keep him
He's still in
confused
goal.
but they haven't been able
He's
to
still
follow
in
it up
goal.
with shots on net.
I know he's moving out.
To do that if
Okay,
we want to be able to go up
he's
in
not
this
going to get
game.
punished.
Nice first minute has expired. Now Sad Jr. in goal, able to bounce that one out. Kind of just feels side flip from Gambit.
What's the best car?
Able to pick it up as Jacob is able to push this one
The
back
Octane is
in
great
to
because
iBPower
it's
territory.
tall
Look
and
at
short.
Jacob using the rotation
So it's
axis
very,
on his
very
car, hitting the
flexible.
button that allows you to rotate your car. He does it in a way that allows him to hit that top angle of the nose of the car, and he kind of kills it low and gives them chance to make a pass, but oh my gosh, in front of the net.
So close there. Fireburner coming up clutch, keeping that one out. The strong man from last game on defense came out with 2 savior medals, coming up clutch again. iBPower is pressing this one strong, keeping the offensive pressure up. A great clear from Fireburner, almost turning into a transition.
Ping pong mode
Here comes
initiated.
Gambit,
There's an
Krenovi trying to get it around, but
great
Sad
infield
Jr.
pass
keeping his
though.
head in the game, able to get
Something
that one out.
IBP do better than
Well
other
saved by
teams
Sad,
in
trying to
NA
get that
is just
out.
ground
Good
passing.
job on these
They're really
two,
good at that.
carrying each other and kind of backpacking off of the help.
Something
from each other.
I commented
Bring them
earlier, I think
upfield.
Genesis need to bring that into their game. Because Genesis can rotate just as well as any other team in NA, but they rely too much on aerial passing and aerial plays off the backboard, which teams like Kings are really good at dealing with. Nice shot though.
That is what can happen when your team doesn't play self.
Do all the cars have the same exact turning speed? No, some cars have better turning circles, but I'm sure that in the future that'll be normalized. I really hope it will.
When they spread out and the rotations are on point, that you can't defend that.
Incredible play coming out from iBPower, putting them up 1 point lead here with 2:52
Best way to practice
left
aerial
go.
play?
They're striking
Practice.
here again. Gambit
Oh
gonna get it
my
around.
word.
Holy cow.
Look at the angle he's taking on this one. Okay, so he takes it off the wall, gets an aerial touch. It's like, nah, I'm gonna follow it in. Hits the backboard.
Well done.
Fireburner
Fire should get that though. Fire should be hitting that to the front, like just hitting it straight forward into the corner. But still, really good play by Gambit. Sometimes when you jump off the wall like that, you're kind of in the right place to follow the ball the entire way. So Gambit, you know, just jumping off the wall, put himself in the perfect position to follow it.
Krenovi trying to push this one in, not gonna quite get it there. Gambit still in the corner, trying to keep the pressure up. Now Jacob with ball control, trying to push it out. Can't get it around all the iBPower players.
Honestly, better than aerial training is using that RL trainer tool thing. Like, that's even better than aerial training for learning aerials, if you can set up the right shots.
Krenovi going backwards there because the last time you and I were up here and we saw it, it led to an own goal.
Well, hopefully he doesn't do that again. He said
What
he's
was
going
that
to
laugh?
score one every game. So
we haven't seen it yet, man.
He already messed that up in game number 1. I'm kind of disappointed. I wanted to see him do it. I want to see him.
Oh, that's such a
point.
poor shot by
All the
Fire.
power players kind of tangled up in front of their own goal right there. That was the first time we'd seen Kings of Urban be able to push.
Is this
out of
stream
their
just
half
all pre-recorded
within the last few
gameplay?
minutes. Here's another opportunity. Man, Krenovi with a great pass.
I don't know,
But
it's what it's turning into these days.
Jacob gonna try and pass this one out. Now to Fireburner. They have a good
Did
opportunity
Kings
for
Urban have a
offense.
comedy
Open goal,
defense
but
game?
Gambit
Oh
able to
dear.
come from the side,
Oh
push it out.
dear.
Really wanna
I've not seen
kind of
these
focus
games. I
on
know what the
Sad
scores
Jr.
are,
there. He recognized
but
that
I've
the
not seen the
opportunity
games.
coming through for his team was not in his favor. He rotated back out. and
It's
set
not an
himself up
aerial
kind of like
tool,
a
it's something,
carry
I don't know what it's
movement.
called, it's
Those
like,
big
it's some
redirections
trainer
all out
tool
of
that you
that.
can set up
That's
shots in
the thing
free
you
play.
need to see a smart
It's
player
really,
do,
really good.
is not play selfish, and Kings of Urban is doing it so
Like,
very
you can
well.
set up situations that are more realistic to what would happen in a game, because All-Star aerial training is good for training mechanics, but it doesn't actually teach you situations that are that common. Because it's very rare that the ball pings super high and slowly arcing across the pitch, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in defense, I'm going to go up for this with unlimited boost. It doesn't really happen.
Able to put it in from Kings of Urban. Sad Jr. trying to weasel that one around. All right there in the middle of the field.
Something that you don't get in All-Star aerial training and in free play, like training with unlimited boost is kind of bad actually in some situations, because then you get into a game and you don't know, you're like, that aerial up there, I don't actually know if I can get that with, let's say, 40 boost. So it's really important to train like your aerials in games as well. Like, don't do a free play, just make a custom lobby with not unlimited boost, and like try and set up aerials and stuff with a teammate or whatever, and figure out like what can you actually go for with certain amounts of boosts, and then just do it in ranked games as well. Like, don't be afraid to use your ranked games as practice for aerials, even if you're not that good at them. Like, just go for it. I'm not saying go for literally every ball, because that's kind of trolling your teammates, but you know, you can still practice aerials and ranked, even if you're not very good at them.
Defense has been so good, and it's keeping what we normally see iBPower breaking with a rotation to kind of a very minimal out style. It's now the fact that Kings of Urban is going to have to be the team that goes for some misdirects, because the direct approach is no longer working.
Final 5 seconds.
Is this the solution to redirect being used too much, calling things misdirects? Oh, of course, the stream hit 21k viewers. That's actually, I didn't think it would go that high during those hours. It was pretty cool to see the stream have so many viewers yesterday. It's awesome.
They're actually pretty evenly matched. I mean, a couple small miscommunications, some really good rotational play on the two teams. But other than
iBP's biggest issue as a team to overcome, going for too many risky plays in attack, well, it's not so much not trusting each other in defense, it's more like when they do find themselves under pressure, we see Gambit sitting in goal too much because he doesn't trust his teammates mainly, I feel, in defense to put the pressure on the ball and clear it as they have to. So Gambit's like, well, I'm just going to sit in goal and deal with everything myself, which isn't really the best way to do it. You should be still rotating in defense, trying to clear the ball with momentum rather than just sitting and playing reactively. They've got a lot of individual issues. Like Latch has to stop giving away possession, especially in dangerous positions on the pitch. Although he's not doing that anywhere near as much today, so props to him. He's actually having a great day. And then just using each other more, just being less selfish. Because they're all great at passing, they're all great at team plays, but there's other ways that you can be selfish in Rocket League besides like taking a shot over to pass, and those involve like not rotating out when you should, because then you're being selfish with positioning, being selfish with boost and things like that. Obviously Latch has been criticized for that, but you'll see this sort of thing happen where you have KoU and Lachinio just chilling in front of Gambit, and Gambit sitting back like, well, I guess I'll just defend then. Because really Latch, in that situation we just saw, how many times is he going to get a shot on the net? Sometimes he's getting a shot on the net, but as different situations materialize, but most of the time he's just going to be a spectator, as KoU tries to center the ball for Gambit, who's much better placed to follow up on a variety of things. So like these situations where you see Latch and KoU like cheating in front in mid-game, I don't think that I think they do it too much. They shouldn't stop doing it entirely because it does work sometimes and it's good to mix it up in your attack, but you shouldn't be doing it as much as iBP do.
All the way into Kings of Urban's half. Well done. Fireburner with a great touch. Open goal. He has an opportunity.
It's not a good play by Gambit, obviously. He just crept forward too much and then got taken out of the game. Like, see, as Gambit's creeping forward there, he just didn't identify the Fireburner hit, and then Latch is also flipping forward. I didn't even see that in the other shot because he was off screen, but between Latch and Gambit, one of them has to be covering that clear, because it wasn't even a particularly good clear by Fire, and it took them both out of the game.
Minute and a half gone. Kings of Urban up in game number 3. Jacob trying to push this one back.
iBP were scrimming a couple of top EU teams recently, I think. I set up a scrim of one of the C and J lineups against iBP the other day. They were both playing pretty close.
This is a strong offensive setup, but it leaves them
close
open
games.
to a breakaway. Sad Jr. and Jacob trying to create some opportunities here. Gambit going to be able to clear that one out of his own goal. Puts it straight up the midfield. No one from Kings of Urban there to put it away. We're to see the ball move back on the Kings of Urban territory. Sad Jr. trying to keep this pressure up. Some good defense coming out from iByPower right now, but you know that they're
That's really well played by Gambit.
Oh,
Gambit, please. Fake! Oh. Okay, wow. But honestly, I feel like a fake would have been so good there from Gambit. He could have taken them all on himself. He was perfectly set up to just make a fake on this guy, fake Jacob, and then just score. But this is perfect as well. Gambit just took the entire team out the game by himself. Just great patient play. He went forward, picked up some mid boost because he saw that Latch and KoU were behind him. He's like, okay, I'll just leave them some space back there. I'm going to get mid boost. Then he rotates back, controls the ball in defense, and just dribbles. Like an absolute god.
2:50 left to go here in game number 3 of the RLCS finals. Jacob keeping the pressure up.
Why do I speak Glaswegian all the time? It's charming. People wouldn't understand what I'm saying. People wouldn't understand what I'm saying. They'd be like, what's this man talking about? They played against Killer, Yeezy, and Kalen, Woody, and it was kind of 50-50 in games on the EU server.
They are playing so afraid right now. You even
Killer is a player who plays far better in scrims than he does in tournaments because he's very nervous in tournaments and he feels the pressure. If he ever comes out in the future, then he'll be a great player once again.
Coming here in a second, to where these guys just can't get up for aerials anymore.
Fireburner coming out from goal. And follow this one. The ball has gone all the way back in the iBP.
See right here, Gambit should be covering the goal, and he is. What is KoU doing? What is that? Oh, this is just embarrassing. I can't watch this.
Look at this. Ball going up, KoU.
Honestly, man.
Nice high five, you guys. Nice high five.
Like, it was such a slow play. Even if KoU does go up for it initially, Gambit is probably shouting that he's got that, and KoU has to let go of his boost, and that doesn't happen. That is so bad. Oh my word.
To take the lead in game number 3. So you have Kings of Urban threatening to take their first game in the series.
Man, you see that happen when you have 2 players up. There can be some hesitation too. Oh my god, look at that tap. Oh, come on.
Trying. KoU trying.
Oh, well done.
Oh my goodness, what was that?
Well done.
That wasn't going to go in at all. It was like,
Great touch by KoU right there.
Shot here, Gambit, but look at this. He plays it off and he's like, nah, okay.
I think it was Sad Jr. again. Like, whenever Sad Jr. is the last man back, he kind of just YOLOs for the ball, and he's like, well, I hope this works, and he just goes for it.
Such close games between these teams, weaseling it all around and over and around the Kings of Urban defense. You know, man, just such strong stuff. You saw them rotating, but it didn't matter. Gambit and KoU able to play that one well. They have another opportunity right now, putting it over into the corner. Gambit and KoU playing it backwards, putting it over onto the wall. Jacob and Sad Jr. going to pass this one out and away. Good
Pluto, how long do you think it is before iBP replace KoU with me? Because so far, in competitive scrimmages, myself, Gambit, and Lachinio are undefeated. With a 600% goals scored to goals conceded record. Like, those stats speak for themselves, I feel.
Yeah, get the ball out. Be safe.
Final minute, all tied up. KoU pointed off the wall. Jacob trying to read it.
So at some point in this series, okay, it's a good bit yet, we have a break in the broadcast because it lagged out, I believe, or the stream DC'd. There's a good bit yet.
Just keeping the ball and away from the goal. Give his teammates time to rotate. 40 seconds left. All tied up still. Fireburner put it off the wall. Gambit going to loft.
Yeah, I think so too, Pluto.
Right now, not really spreading out and playing the defense they need to. Sad Jr. Get the dunk over Lachinio and take the lead.
What was that? Oh my gosh, Sad, look at this read.
Oh dear, Lachinio. What is he doing?
In the way. We talk about how important follow it up is, but when you completely
people are saying get dunked on, but it's basically just like Lachinio doesn't know what to do. The ball's coming at him and he's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And he just didn't make up his mind in time.
Sad Jr. with the dunk of all dunks.
Do I think KoU is the oddball in iBP? No, Gambit's the oddball because he's the consistent player.
Over Fireburner picking it up. Jacob now touching it and putting it over into the corner. Lachinio, KoU both in the corner with Gambit back on defense. They're keeping this
safe to assume he had 0 boost there. Well, if he did, then that's not an excuse for failing. Like, if he had 0 boost, then the mistake is him having 0 boost. But it is Lachinio, so there's a very good chance that he had 0 boost right there. I mean, there's a good chance Lachinio has 0 boost at all times in the game. It's always possible.
With the help of his friend, putting that back down into the goal, and we finally got a goal and a win.
What is the aerial training thing? It's not an aerial training, it's like a trainer thing. Let me get the link.
Down to 1 game for iBP. This is
it.
Series so far.
Feel good coming in within 1. I mean, we saw the guys on the desk talking about how this was going to go the distance, and that seems to be how these teams play out. I like to see Kings of Urban adapt.
Thanks to Mega Phoenix for giving me that link, by the way. I appreciate it, man.
Pure solo effort coming out, and that's what you need out of a team player like Sad. I mean, Sad has always been my kind of favorite to watch on this team, and that's just a personal thing, not because he's better than anybody else.
Yeah, same. I love watching Sad because you never know what you're going to get. You're going to get the whiffs, you're going to get the great goals. It's a big mixed bag of things from Sad Jr. Let me just add over 0 real quick.
Yeah, we had 12 shots from Kings of Urban.
Is stealing all the boost a viable strat? You know, when Rocket League 5 vs 5 and the standard map gets released, maybe you'll have a budget, like a guy who just drives around and takes boost from the other team.
Having that one player come up clutch, put the team on his back.
They'll get questions like, oh, who do you think the best boost thief is in the world?
That was incredible. We'll be staying.
That was a splendid friend request over 0.
Game number 5? No, this is game number 4. Yes, absolutely.
Both teams definitely in this.
How to play 2s when you solo queue and you don't trust your teammate. Just try and always be relevant. Be involved in everything that's happening. You don't have to carry. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just have to be consistent. Just never take yourself out of the game with a stupid challenge. always try and be relevant to the game, because your teammate, if he's unreliable in twos, is probably going to take himself out the game with a dodgy challenge here and there. He's going to go for super risky stuff in attack and miss. So it's up to you to not go for the risky stuff, just be consistent.
Good stuff, good rotation coming out from both those players on Kings of Urban, making sure they get in the way. No.
The only time you see me play is a 2v2 tournament with Marky, man. That was ages ago.
Gonna put it off the wall, set up for a teammate in midfield.
What a save by Crow. And he gets demoed. He even gets demolished. It's amazing. Oh, I need to see that again. That was brilliant.
I know that's not an own goal, but
coming up now with
that was so funny.
Here comes
Man.
Gambit, but the interference from Fireburner keeping it out.
Good stuff, good rotation coming out from both those players on Kings of Urban, making sure they get in the way. No free shots for this team.
Keeping the pressure.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree. A boost indicator would be great. There's
There's
nothing Kronovi can do about that. It's so funny. There's nothing he can do. He's just recovering. There's nothing he can do, but it's hilarious nonetheless. And then he gets demoed just to rub his salt into the wound. It's amazing.
Helping out Kings of Urban there.
So good.
Still scoreless with a minute left, only a minute gone.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Like, see this play, like right there. This is something that Kronovi does too much. He's just chilling in front of the net, like jumping up and hoping that the entire enemy team's gonna miss the ball and it's gonna roll through to him, so for him to make some weird touch and score at 5 kph. Like, why is he not asking himself how often that's happening and finding out that the answer is 0 out of a million, and then moving out and rotating to defense, letting someone else come in? I don't know. That's what I want Kronovi to do. The biggest change I want from Kronovi. Just stop hanging out in attack for so long and going for risky plays. Did I miss over Zero's donation? Sorry, I probably did. Oh dear. Hold on. I have Twitch alerts on, but not like the actual alerts. Oh! You splendid caster, I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, sorry, I have Twitch alerts on, but for the sake of like not breaking up the, because I'm uploading this to YouTube, like I usually just look at that between games, but I appreciate it, dude. Together we will make a splendid team one day.
Oh, Gambit able to put that one in.
Not the greatest camera work here. Gambit scored. Yeah, Sad Junior has to try and play that like an attacker would, but miss. Like just play the rebound and miss. Basically, just hit the ball wide instead of turning and going up the wall and increasing the difficulty, basically.
We had Fireburner going on just kind of a one versus the world offense, and then we saw there no real rotation, no challenge on the Gambit shot there. That's going to put them up here in game number 4. 2:42 left to go.
iBP are definitely looking solid enough. Like the mistakes that they are making are not happening often enough for Kings to just win a game for free. Like previously in other iBP series, we've seen iBP just throw a game by doing too many mistakes, but that hasn't happened yet. Like KoU had to work for their win, and KoU are not playing super reliably either, because Sad Junior and to some extent Jacob, but less so, are just dodgy in defense. I feel like Fire should be trying to run that ball into his own corner instead of trying to 50-50 it with the ball rolling middle. You know what I mean? Fire should have kept it rolling.
I don't know if that was purely intentional, but good heads-up play by Kronovi.
We've crossed over halftime, and Kings of Urban have not gotten on the board yet. They're trying to create it right now. There's a shot off the backboard. A great attempt there from Sad Junior, but Lachinio reading it well, keeping it out of goal. 2 minutes left. Kronovi with another opportunity to score.
Is this a rerun? Yeah, this is a VOD review, so these games happened last night.
That all happened simply because of the fact of the
we're just taking a look at them while having a chance to talk in depth about the games and in depth about the players and about other things that are going on in the Rocket League scene.
There was one player still in net trying to have to rotate back rather
I mean,
than him just being there waiting for it.
KoU are just not doing a very good job at keeping the ball in safe places. They're kind of there to defend, but we saw with the second goal and now the third goal as well, they're just not keeping the ball safe. As we see the classic triple hit by iBP, giving themselves 3 times the chance of scoring, I'm sure. Oh, whoa, what a touch. Oh my word.
Oh my gosh, Jacob getting up on that wall playing it over, but look at Sad getting up playing
oh, it came off Gambit. I wondered how it went so quick, but well played by Jacob. I wondered how it leaked so fast.
I did not expect that at all.
Incredible stuff there on the board. Kings of Urban only need 2, and they got 1:30 left to work with. We'll see Fireburner pushing that one up to Jacob. Decent team passing here. Nothing really going towards the net at the moment, though. Kronovi going to send that one out and away. And 2 players on Kings of Urban, both up and on the walls. This is a hard setup. We're going to see if iBP Power can capitalize on it. They have not been able to create the opportunity. There's Lachinio trying to put that one in front of goal. Jacob able to put that one back and into the middle of the field. A little bit of kind of mid-range ping-pong.
But yeah, for those wondering, the EU broadcast on twitch.tv/Rocket League is going to go live in about an hour, so I'll stay live till then. Then I'll throw them a host, because I'll definitely be watching that myself for a little bit. I actually have some stuff that I have to do in the evening, so I won't be able to pay that close attention to the live broadcast, which is, you know, I'm a bit sad about that, because I want to see my boys Flipside play. Oh, Jacob really should have scored that. That pass was perfect. It was a great pass. No, I'm not participating in RLCS. I'm well, you can read my info if you scroll down, or find my, you know, my other stuff like my Twitter, my YouTube. You'll find out all you need to know about me. But I'm just doing a rebroadcast of this, so I can have a means to share my own thoughts on the games and the production and everything. Have some fun with it. It's a reasonable touch, but Gambit's there. Gambit's reading it very well.
Final countdown happened, and you'd really have to score just, you know, about 10 seconds ago if you wanted to be able to pull this one off. And that's going to be iBP Power taking game number 4.
So close yet so far away. They had a very good chance there.
I don't think Flipside have lost to KoU in ages, actually. Flipside have beaten KoU more than they've lost, like, for the past 4 weeks, I believe, like, or even maybe 3. But Flipside have been doing really well against KoU recently.
But other than that, they weren't close at all. I mean, they had a lot of possession.
The only time that they had more losses than wins was when KoU beat them in the RLCS groups 3-2, and Flipside had some horrendous plays in that series. Any predictions for today? Flipside over KoU, Weedham Girls over KoU, Flipside over Weedham Girls, and KoU over KoU. That's my predictions. Last time Flipside played KoU took it 3-2 in the RLCS groups. But before that, I think we saw 2 weeks in a row where Flipside won in Gfinity. They beat them in Rocket Real as well. I don't remember all of the specific results, but I was paying attention to Flipside versus KoU in particular, and there was definitely 2 weeks, like I think 3 weeks ago and 2 weeks ago, Flipside came out on top. Then they had a really close series in the RLCS groups, which Flipside felt really, really bad about losing, because they just had a lot of unforced errors.
Yeah, these guys coming out need to show that they can play, channel their inner nocturnal.
Is Gambit sitting in goal bad, even though he's doing so much for iBP and defense? Sometimes it's good to sit in the goal, sometimes it's bad to sit in the goal. If the ball's bouncing around above your net, like off the backboard, it's not always a good idea to sit in the goal. But you can do more if you get out of the goal and try and approach the ball with momentum. Just because you can see more information and you can get to the ball quicker and more easily. I don't know why Latch gave up ball pressure here, and then Latch just like flipped to the corner. Latch just gets confused in defense still. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know if he's supposed to challenge the ball, he doesn't know if he's supposed to defend the goal, and then he's like, I wonder if there's boost in the corner, and he flips over that way, and he's like, oh, they scored. Yeah, the Latch defending is definitely suspect still.
Messing up the dunk from Fireburner. Jacob keeping the pressure up. Fireburner able to retouch that one. Kronovi picking that one up.
That was well played by KoU, except the pop was kind of unnecessary. The first touch was great, then he kind of passed it away. Did Gambit save that? No, it was Gambit saved that, I think.
Wow, these passes from Jacob are just so good. That soft little tap to play it back inside for his teammates. I love the unselfish play coming out.
There you go.
This is the time we're sitting in goal is bad.
What was Jacob doing up on the wall here?
He should definitely be trying to challenge this ball, rather than get in the goal, make a U-turn, and then get scored on. Like, it would be much better there for Gambit to just try and face the play, face his own wall, and rebound it to the corner, rather than getting in the goal and U-turning.
way too hesitant.
Although it's also noteworthy that leaving the goal in the first place was not a good decision by Gambit, because the ball was only half clear and he left the goal, then it got hit over his head and he thought, oh no, I need to turn again. So he kind of like went forward, back, and then turned in the net. So he was doing a very inefficient route. He could have just sat in the net the whole time and met the ball before it even had a chance to bounce off the backboard. He just failed to identify the threat. Left the goal wide open. You would say Mike is the best in any category? I don't think Mike is definitely best. He's the best, maybe the best twos player. It's close. It's very close. Mike and Marky are very good at twos, in my opinion. The best if they're playing well. This is another great shot by KoU. Just precise.
We were talking about at the beginning of the series. You saw them try to get up and into it, but they couldn't.
It's, besides being a little off, the most accurate description that I could give you on Mega Phoenix is that iBP's defensive rotation is too sharp, and they're too eager to counter-attack sometimes. They're so ready to just turn their defense into offense that they forget to actually make sure that the ball is clear. And they all leave their net open and it's just like, oh, it's in. Lachinio is definitely the worst player for that.
You don't see enough. Sports like tennis use it a lot, where rather than playing it back across the field, they play it directly back to where it came from.
Sure.
And that's something that they did really well. I mean, you saw that.
That's a fair point by
a one touch where back to you, back to me,
it's
back
a fair
to you.
point by, I think it's Lawler. Because sometimes instead of launching the ball into space and giving your opponent a run up to it, you should just hit it like straight at him, because then he can't move. He just has to sit there and wait for the ball to hit him. It's an easy save. Gambit reading the clear somewhat well.
Good read by Sad on that one, going up, see if he can dribble past one.
Fake it! Oh.
I want to see
It was a great first touch, but why did he not just leave the ball rolling and fake it and let it go across the line? There's been like no fakes today. No mind games at all. Like, that was a perfect opportunity to mind game from Sad Jr. He just had to leave the ball rolling in the net and pretend. Just drive beside it and wiggle. And I'm pretty sure that sometimes, oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure that a good percentage of the time the goalkeeper would just whiff, expecting a shot.
Fireburner can come, but he left Gambit so much time. Gambit was able to run the interception, and now we got the ball back on Kings of Urban's half of the field. Oh, what a save from Fireburner, keeping that one out.
Getting there at the last possible second to keep it out. That's what he needed to do. Rotation.
Sad and Pluto are not worse than Lachinio. So many negatives in one sentence. I think Sad is marginally worse than Lachinio as an overall player.
And you can tell the pace of the game has definitely changed because of it.
They're both very, very risky. They're very dodgy in defense, and they are very good in attack at just creating chaos and making it awkward for the other team. But I would put Lachinio ahead of Sad. If I had to pick one, I would pick Latch. Wouldn't Sad Jr. work better for Cosmic than Lachinio? No. No. I think there was too much baggage. When I say that, I mean like they've been on a team together for too long, Sad and KoU, so they're limited in what they can learn from each other. Pashy's probably the best at mind games in 3v3. But the thing about Pashy's mind games is, although he gets the most successful mind games, he also gets a lot of unsuccessful mind games because he goes for them so often. So I think Pashy does them too much. He should definitely look to just hit the ball more, because if he hits the ball more, people are going to expect him to hit the ball. Oh, what a touch by Jacob. And then that makes his mind games even more potent. He is very good at mind games. So is Maestro, actually. Maestro is very good at mind games in threes.
Good rotations coming out to finish that off. Jacob probably would have got it either way, but still, good follow-up coming out for this team. Do not leave any option for them.
I think the overall skill average has improved since the beginning of RL. Of course it has. Watch back at videos of like the best players. Like watch back of videos of Kronovi streaming in the beta and in the early stages of RL, and you'll probably like there's thousands of players in the world who would be able to just comfortably manhandle him in 1v1. And he used to be like one of the best, if not the best, 1v1 players.
As the final second, game number 5.
Well done by Gambit. My predictions for tonight, I've said it a few times. I think Flipside first, Weedham Girls second, Milky U third, KoU fourth.
Gambit helping everybody out.
You know, just why not?
It's going to be a 4-3 in the final between F3 and Weedham Girls, though.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be a 4-3.
No one's going to pay attention that it was his own goal.
Vex's passing is great. They've always been good at passing.
we cared a lot. 10 shots coming out from Kings of Urban. I think that's the most shots we've seen from them in this series. They're warming up here in Game 5. Very well done. And yeah, we got Game 6.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. They came out strong in that one, really showing that defense.
Oh, unconventional maps in Rocket League scene.
A little bit.
I think it's fine, especially in 3v3, because 3v3 right now, well, until recently it was a bit stale because teams were just playing the same style.
Game 6, though,
Just like going for the old flip side style, basically, of three-man offense. And
it seems pretty durable.
that's a good point, actually. How does the rain get through the ceiling? But anyway, it got a bit stale recently. Casting threes became quite difficult. Until like recently, we're seeing a lot of new strategies come up, so I'm okay. I think threes now is becoming a lot more interesting. But new maps, I'm all for that. I think it's fine. But there should definitely be like some tournaments that are exclusively the standard map. I feel like having some tournaments on like the do you know how Hearthstone does it, where they've got wild and standard now? Standard is only stuff. Oh, Lamau. Lamau. But yeah, standard would be like you could have standard tournaments, only the standard shape maps, and then wild tournaments where it would be any map. I think that would be good.
Fireburner gets up for it, it hits a weird angle of his car and kind of settles back in.
KoU's playstyle. Siki's very calculated. So he dictates a lot of KoU's style. Very calculated and very... this isn't a dunk, by the way. I don't know why this is being called a dunk. This is just a shot. Just a shot, but anyway. Siki is very calculated and solid defensive player.
That's like the goal from the
Siki being so solid and consistent and reliable in defense is what allows Pashi, and even more so Mystic, to be aggressive. What a pass, by the way, and Gambit. Great finish. That's a horrible touch by Fireburner, though. Great positioning by Gambit, being over on that far side of the pitch. He's like, by Gambit being that far left, he gives himself the whole pitch in front of him. If Latch's pass drops deep in the midfield, he can get it. If it goes like far into the back post, he can get it. If it goes near post, he can get it. He just gives himself every option by positioning so wide. It's a great play by Gambit. The most even matchup between top teams, probably Flipside Weedham Girls. I think if they played each other like a lot, it would be very close.
What is happening? All these players just look like pinball, just bouncing all around. Luchino able to clear this one out and put it back on the other side of the field, but my goodness.
Do I think if Shalthus comes back, he'll find it difficult to catch up? Yeah, for sure. But I hope that I definitely hope that happens. That would be awesome.
Amazingly clutch in goal, keeping that one out. Still scoreless. The ball has spent a good like 10 seconds in the iBP.
Has Jacob like modeled his car on?
Everybody put it in.
Hold on.
This is why they are considered the best team in America.
That's the thing right there.
Why is Sad not up like ages ago? It's a great time to do the air dribble. Like air dribbling when you spot like loads of players off the line is great, because if he shoots that ball, they're probably going to get it. But by air dribbling, he can keep accelerating the ball faster and faster as it goes in the net. Like it starts going slow, then as it's arcing, it's gaining speed. So that's a really good time to do an air dribble by KoU. Very well played. But Kings of Urban, way too aggressive. With almost 4 minutes left in the game, they didn't need to be that committed forward. So I don't know why they were all taken out of the game by that air dribble. Somebody should have been there to try and defend it. Like, nobody's even close to it, really. I think Sad Jr. just got too far forward again. As I was saying, though, what's her name? Striker, Jasmine, has Jacob copied her car? I think he has. But he put a foam hat on it. Maybe someone in the chat will be able to confirm that.
Here at the half-field line, Sad Jr. picking that one up. I'm going to give it to Jacob, who takes a shot onto net. It's going to go just close. Not quite able to get there as Kronovi's able to clear.
If I had to call a LAN final right now, say the LAN final happened tomorrow, then yeah, F3 versus Weedham Girls would almost certainly be the final. But
Come on, Sedge,
That is the third time that
That's not taking into account things like jet lag and LAN nerves and everything, which it's almost impossible to predict who's going to react well to a crowd and who's going to play worse because of the crowd. Oh my goodness. Sad Junior again, showing why he's so unreliable in defense. I think it was Sad Junior at least. But yeah, there's things like nerves come into play because of the crowd, live crowd, and the EU teams will have to deal with jet lag. So, and between now and the LAN, like, some team could totally step up and improve and be the new, like, favorites. How do I feel about the commentating? Would you take a job if they offered me one? I think the commentating is great, and they're all, like, the good thing about the community casters is they're all helping each other, they're all very willing to learn. And they're even like willing to come back and help casters like me who didn't get the opportunity to go to the first qualifier, like telling me stuff that they know. So I've been very, very grateful to some of those guys. In particular, Findable Carpet. He's a good friend of mine. I've had a lot of conversations with him. Pretty excited for him to be doing so well because we are good friends. Yeah, this is the 90% Jacob cam, and of course this is also the game where the stream went down, so don't worry. Here's a continuation that I prepared earlier. Easy. But yeah, Sad Junior has been pretty dodgy defending this game. Jacob's finding a difficult time getting involved. He's just in the midfield doing nothing. Jacob probably shouldn't be creeping forward right there. Oh yeah, but about like being offered a casting job, like I would seriously consider a full-time like casting job in Rocket League. So that sounds pretty awesome.
In the finals of the RLCS. We'll see if they are able to pull it off. A minute left to go.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like my casting, but I've got a lot of things that I could work on, and I've like, with regards casting, oh man, with regards casting, like, I know that I'm good at some aspects of it, but there's a lot of things I can improve on, so I don't really have a god complex in that regard. Fireburner probably shouldn't be backing off there, giving Gambit a free hit, and Kronovi just throwing himself at the ball, trying to steal goals. I didn't find out if you can mute your mic in RLCS, but I mean, I don't think it would be that much of an issue. Johnny is prepared. I was prepared. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing an analyst desk thing, but live casting is totally a lot of fun as well. I mean, at this point, what is there to say? Kings of Urban know they've lost. That's game. That's game. Kronovi can score an own goal at this point and they still win, and I've got a feeling that we're definitely going to see an own goal. Given that it is 7-0, I would definitely see. Let's see. Oh, well, we saw a deliberate face-off, and, okay. Yeah, here it comes. Oh no, okay, I thought Latch would redirect that into his own net. Hitting up a karaoke bar at the LAN, I can't think of anything worse. I hate karaoke.
Final game, hopefully, maybe here. There's 23 seconds left. That would be the biggest comeback I've ever seen in Rocket League.
I've given my predictions a few times. I'll talk about it once more right at the end of my stream, so I don't keep repeating myself.
Fireburner going up on the wall, but now down in front of the goal. There's a shot.
Oh, we have a Brazil!
We do, right there.
Loller's so excited.
So that was actually a really good play. Kind of lazy, but Gambit tried to get a pass, but Fireburner reads it very, very well. Sad Junior.
So iBP did want to hold them to 0. They were definitely trying to hold it to 0. Interesting.
55 seconds, a little too late.
I'm sure chat's
What's up, Uzvo? I'm doing alright. How you doing?
So well done, man. But what a series between these teams. Amazing comebacks, amazing shots, fantastic defense.
I mean, the series went pretty much as expected. 4-2 IBP is not Jacob trying to score another own goal to ruin the Brazil. Well done. I'm sorry, soft go. Yeah, I need buy me ice cream though, for sure. But yeah, I mean 4-2 IBP is not that surprising really.
It's gotta feel very good being
It's gotta. It's not that surprising, especially given the results of the semis. I should get the Pash a haircut. Yeah, I think the Pash should get a haircut as well. Maybe he's watching. Get a really short haircut, Pash. I know you'll probably love your long hair. Just get it cut really short. It's the best thing in the world. Nothing better than coming out the shower and like wiping your hair once with a towel and it's dry. It's the best thing.
The RLCS live finals. We're going to be passing it back over to the analyst desk. Scott, what do you guys think?
Thank you so much, Wave Punk. Well, 3 goals in 33 seconds.
Jacob is literally a living, breathing meme. He is.
James Bott. Cosmic just got $3,500 richer.
Yeah, the floodgates open in Game 6, but that was not how the series played out. Games 1 through 5 were super close on both sides. Sad Jr. was doing a great job of trying to
They weren't
carry
that
the
close.
games through those first 3 games.
Yeah, it seemed like he was sprinting right out of the gate and started to run out of boost.
iBP avoided their mistakes enough to make it a pretty one-sided 4-2. I think pretty one-sided.
Seen in Rocket League. Them coming out to Brazil, the second best team in North America. That is huge. iBPower has a
Yeah, but when they're winning 3-0, 4-0, Kings of Urban are not playing to do damage limitation. Kings of Urban are playing for the comeback, so of course they're going to defend a little bit worse.
I mean, something's going to happen. Brazil, whatever. All right, Mobile 1 high performance replay. And
Yeah, for sure, go. I'm sure we'll hang out. I'm sure, like, if anyone's at the LAN that I'm friends with, I'll be keen to.
When all 3 get involved,
Sad Jr. just threw a forward there, didn't really do anything.
can read those back walls so well.
Yeah, see, off the backboard.
Farah should get that. Like, you see, there's unforced errors happening.
All series long, you could
Although
see there
Gambit's done well to follow that.
and it looked like
And there, like, we see the standard. Sad Jr. last man back, and he just YOLOs forward. Great team play to get the goal in.
And then Sad Jr. here trying
But Sad Jr. just doesn't know how to stall in defense. And then Lachinio panics a lot in defense and doesn't know what to do. Like, there's a lot of things defensively wrong for both these teams. Great ability to create pressure up front for both teams. More so from iBP though. Like, these two teams are not too dissimilar actually. Fireburner Gambit are quite similar. Sad Jr. Jacob, not Sad Jr. Jacob, Sad Jr. Lachinio quite similar, and KoU Jacob quite similar.
Goes for the air dribble. One of the fanciest, most stylish plays in Rocket League. We love seeing them. There's the famous Gambit air dribble on Wasteland.
Yeah, the Gambit Wasteland air dribble is probably the best air dribble.
Classic air
Love it.
dribble plays, this time by KoU. And hey, both of those players on iBPower.
There you go. That play was just demoralizing for Kings, and they just couldn't get back. So instead, they go for the Brazil.
But I mean, I spoke about like a lot of iBP's problems a lot today. Even during the series, it didn't involve them. Just because, you know, they are the fan favorites, so it's good to talk about them. And I mean, I don't think they utilize Gambit as much as they could in attack. I don't think they utilize him as much as they could in attack. Lachinio needs to just learn how to defend. I almost said defend. Learn how to defend consistently and calmly, because he just panics a lot and doesn't know what to do. Goes for boost at the wrong times. KoU needs to rotate faster out of attack more, stop going for crazy dunks and plays all the time, because if he just starts mixing in solid play and solid rotations and giving Gambit space to come in, then it'll make him a more well-rounded player. How did Low 5 not win every game? I mean, it's pretty obvious. Although, seriously though, like Mocha and A did underperform slightly. I thought they would be a shoo-in for 4th. Like, between them and Onslaught was my 4th, or even Vex. Like, Onslaught, Vex, Mocha and A was going to be 4th through 6th almost certainly. And Mocha and A, I know they might have some internal issues. They struggle with tilting sometimes.
And Lachinio, that's just his role. Like, you want to put people in their natural spaces when you can. And Gambit, he's one of those